statements, and all these other things.
Why do we have to know this?
Because it's going to help us when we get to proofs. And we're really building up to get to a proof.
Just
I know, but by the state, I have to teach you.
Which is like stay time.
Yeah, just
How we'll see how it goes, and if we all like vote to veto it, maybe we'll just veto it.
I mean, like, who's gonna ask us if we learned it?
we'll all be on your side. Yeah.
Can I trust all 87 of the kids I have in enriched geometry? That's a lot of
There's
people.
not 87 people.
Okay.
It's how many?
Just fourth period, and we'll just have fun the other days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The statement is just a sentence, folks. That's either true or false. And we call that true or false its truth value. Again, we're not very creative in math. Then we represent statements using letters such as like P and Q, and this will make sense later. But just know those are standard letters.
And so like there's sentences now that have
No, like, don't worry about it. Don't get bent out of shape. It's just like how we would like abbreviate, like shorthand. So let's try to find the truth value of this example of a statement. So it says supplementary angles have a sum of 180. True or false?
True.
Yeah, we know that. True. We know that is true. Okay, to negate something is to take the opposite truth value. So if something is true, we want it to be false. If something is false, we want it to be true. And we use that little like squiggle to say that we're negating it. So if I wanted to say not P, I would use this little squiggle in front. Right here. So I would read this as not P. So using that example before, this would say supplementary angles do not have a sum of 180. Do you guys see how it has the word not in it now? So what's the truth value of that statement? Supplementary angles do not have a sum of 180. Is that true or false?
False.
False. And we should get the opposite since before we said it was true. False. Okay. Compound statements, just like a compound sentence, it's two statements put together with the words and or. Two or more statements joined together with the words and or. If we use the word and to join our statements together, it's called a conjunction. And in symbols, that would be, it's like an upside down V. And these are true when both statements are true. So for an and statement, both of the parts have to be true for the whole thing to be true. And I'm throwing a lot of information at you at once, but when we like try examples, it will all kind of settle in, I promise. You just have to get through the nuts and bolts first. Now, disjunction is when we join the statements by the word or. And the symbol between that is just like a regular big V. And these are true, and at least one statement is true. And an easy way I remember the difference between these, this kind of to me looks like an A, so it's for and, right? Does that kind of look like an A?
Yeah.
So that's how I remember it's and. I don't know. That's how I remember it. Hey, you guys are interrupting. Are you okay?
Stop shaking your elbows.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try an example. So it says, given the statements below, write the compound statements, then determine their truth value. So what I like to do first, let's see our 3 statements and decide if they're true or false right away. So the first one, P, says, there are 7 days in a week. Is that true or false?
True.
True, so put a T by it. March has 30 days.
False. My birthday is March 31st.
There's 31 days. He's not wrong. False.
Good done.
Good job.
Good job, Dylan. And then Halloween is on October 31st.
True,
False.
because my birthday is on Halloween.
Oh, are you lying to me now?
No.
January, February, March. March does have 31 days. Okay, so now that we've established this,
How do you find out why you're and? Like,
The third month, it's an odd number, so it's a 1.
you count your knuckles if you start here, like January, and then you go in February, March. Anyone that's on the top of your finger has 31 days.
I'll bet so. January is 31, February doesn't. March does, April doesn't,
Right?
May
I
does.
do it.
Schlat. May, June,
Just
July,
September.
September,
Oh, look at us, bringing Spanish. Okay.
So stupid on. No.
Okay, we're gonna pump the brakes on Spanish. We're gonna get back to this. Okay, who? This symbol here, who knows? Is it and or? And. So now we're gonna write. Go to P. There are 7 days in a week, and March has 30 days. You have to write that out. That's what that says. Go to P. There. You have to write the whole thing out. Are 7 days. We're getting there. In a week. Now we're using the word and.
But that's mine.
March has 30
I
days.
see. This is like.
But this is not. What if both of them are true?
You bring up a good point. How many need to be true for an and statement?
False.
Both. So is this true or false?
False.
False, because one's not true. So now we look at the next one. I go to Q. March has 30 days. What symbol is this? Or Halloween is on October 31st. Now we write that. How many need to be true for an or?
One.
Just one. Are one of those true? Yep, so this whole thing would be
True.
true.
Again, so like, what value does this have?
Yep.
What value does this?
This whole
In
thing,
like the big picture.
in the big picture, determining things are true or false. That's what we're working on. Okay, what does this little squiggle in front of the P mean? Opposite, right? So I'm going to say the opposite of what P is. So what is P? Let's go back here and look. So there are 7 days in a week. So what would I say? There are not 7 days in a week. What symbol is this? And March has 30 days. So that's what we're going to write.
Okay, so they're not 7 days.
There are not 7 days in a week. And March has 30 days. Is that true or false? False, because one of them's false and we need them both to be true.
Are they both false?
Yep, but for it to be true, both would have to be true. Yep. How do you feel about writing compound statements? Easy? Okay? Follow your pattern? Okay, now go to your next page when you're ready. Now we're going to talk about what a conditional statement is. And that's just a sentence or a statement written in if-then. If-then form. So in symbols, it's going to say P with an arrow, then Q, which is read as P implies Q. The hypothesis is the phrase that immediately follows the word if. And the conclusion is the phrase that follows the word then. It's kind of like science.
So you read
Yep. Kind of like science. Okay, let's see if we can pick apart conditional statements. So, what is the hypothesis of this example? If you live in Nashville, then you live in Tennessee. What's the hypothesis?
if you
That most
If you
people
live
live in Nashville. What?
So the
That Nashville's in
hypothesis
Tennessee.
is the part that follows the word if. So what follows the word if? You live in Nashville. That's our hypothesis.
and then the conclusion is that you live in Tennessee.
Yep. And then the conclusion follows the word then. So then you live in Tennessee. Okay, let's try another one. If the sum of the measures of two angles is 90 degrees, then they are complementary angles. What's the hypothesis?
Some of the angles, some of the measures,
The
some angles is 90 degrees.
Yep. Write that down.
This makes sense.
Does this part make sense?
Yep.
Good. And then our conclusion would be they are complementary angles. Okay, now we're given a statement and we want to put it in if-then form. So how would we write an obtuse angle has a measure greater than 90 degrees? Connor.
If an angle is a measure greater than 90 degrees, then it is an obtuse angle.
Yep. If an angle has a measure greater than then it is an obtuse What about all numbers divisible by 4 are also divisible by 2?
It's a number.
guys hear that? If a number is divisible by 4, then it is also divisible by 2. Okay, and then the last part of your homework in our notes, you're going to be asked, you're going to be given a conditional, and you have to decide if it's true or false. Okay, that's pretty obvious if it's true or false or not, but the only thing we have to watch out for is when you are given a hypothesis, so in the first part of your conditional, if that can't be determined, so if it's false, by default, the whole statement is true. So if I were to say, if dogs are cats, then you get $1 million. Are dogs cats? So by default, that statement's automatically true. Okay, that's what this is saying. It doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make sense. This is where it gets weird.
So, I'm sorry, but how is it true? That doesn't make
It's not.
sense.
I know it doesn't make sense, but that's why this is weird. And this is when you guys are gonna look at me like, why are we doing this? And I'm gonna have really not a good answer for you.
Are we just playing off today?
It's kind of, that's what it feels like. It does. Okay, let's see how these go. Determine if they're true. Explain your reason. If it's false, give a counterexample. Okay. If you divide an integer by another integer, the result is also an integer. Is that true or false? So think an integer is a whole number. So if I take two whole numbers and divide them, do I always get a whole number out? False. Now we got to give a counterexample. When is that not true? Right. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Not a whole number. If next month is August, then this month is July. Does August follow July? Yes. Okay, we'll see this one.
Is it automatically true?
Yeah, Pythagorean theorem, the last one's false.
If a triangle has 4 sides, then it's concave.
Not a triangle.
So does a triangle have 4 sides? So that was this thing it was talking about. Since the first part's false, it makes it automatically.
True.
I know it's weird, you guys.
Okay, that's
What? Two negatives.
Is this
True.
gonna be on our test?
Yeah.
This is on the test.
False.
So, that's not true.
Is this the?
I know, you guys. And this one it just gets weird.
So if the if statement is false, it's true.
Yeah.
What's the?
no fun.
That was a bad.
That was not as smooth. Maybe you would have hit Cornella.
I didn't, so it's alright.
Okay, let's just try your homework. Let's just see how we do, if we get stuck or not. I don't know. We're just gonna do it together. I mean.